Thank you, and good evening. I'm Barbara Watley, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors of Windsor Light Music Theatre. And in a very few moments, you're going to be transported back to Cherry Tree Lane in London, England, in the year 1910. But just before you go, I need to take one of those moments to thank a group of people without whom this would not be possible. Those people are listed in the back of your program and on a poster on display in our lobby. And these people are our generous patrons. If we have any patrons in our audience this evening, would you please stand and accept the applause of our cast, our crew, and your fellow audience members. Thank you. It is due in large part to the generosity of our patrons that Windsor Light Music Theatre has been able to transport our audiences to all manner of wonderful places and times. And we have been doing that every spring and every fall without fail for 66 years. We would love to add your name to that list, and that can happen for as little as $25 patronage. Again, my name is Barb. I'll be at the host table in the lobby during intermission, and I'd love to have a chat with you. Thank you.
Welcome to Mary Poppins, Windsor Light Music Theatre's 130th major musical production. Before the wind changes, we'd like to express our heartfelt thanks to our generous sponsors, CKLW, TV Kojako, the Windsor Star, Windsor Family Credit Union, Dr. Alex Mariano, and Via Rail. We bring you the Windsor premiere of this beloved tale of the practically perfect nanny who arrives at Cherry Tree Lane and with a spoonful of sugar turns the lives of the Banks family upside down. To ensure that we all have a jolly holiday, please turn off your cell phones and put your cameras away, as according to copyright law, photographs are prohibited. Spit spot? Now sit back, relax, and prepare to experience a truly magical story where anything can happen with Mary Poppins.
Winds in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I fear what's to happen all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son, the threads of their lives all unraveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim, chari chim char.
Hurry up, Jane! Let's
Oi, not you two again. Come along home. Oi, come here.
Good morning, Bert.
Morning, Miss Lark. And how's little Willoughby today?
Oh, very well, thank you, Bert. Willoughby!
By Jove, is that the beauteous Miss Lark I spy on the horizon?
Oh, Admiral!
Morning, Admiral. How's it looking?
Dark clouds gathering at number 17. Storm warnings overdue.
Of all London's byways where I doff me cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimney, chim chim, chari chim char.
Katie Nana? Katie Nana! Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time. And you get stuck with the children with no nanny in the house. Me, that's who. I've said all I'll say, Mrs. Brill, and that's all I'll say. I'm done with this house forever.
Well, good riddance then, and mind you don't stumble on your way out.
Katie Nana, where are you going? Katie Nana!
Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven off demented by your children's pranks.
Do you really think I've made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose.
We are never going to find the perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running out a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, they're all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coat! The simple truth is you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane.
Of course, George.
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase?
I always thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looked so cross.
Winifred, never confuse efficiency with a liver complaint. Umbrella?
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's quite unrealistic, my dear. Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we could never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he wants nothing less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in a mess. No wonder the nannies are driven insane.
We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, Winifred, if you do want to please me...
You know I do, George.
Very well. Then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
We'd better give them out before they make another mistake.
I would stress that...
Father, what's that you're holding, dear?
We've written our own advertisement.
What on?
Oh, George, I think we should hear it.
Winifred, none of your theatrics.
It won't hurt to listen.
Wanted, a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable. Well, that's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts.
That's the part I pretend.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and fairly pretty.
Well, of all the ridiculous...
George, please, take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets. Never be cross or cruel. Never feed us castor oil or gruel.
Love us as a son and daughter.
I never smell of barley water. I put that bit in too.
If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause
To hate us.
We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, Nanny, many thanks.
Sincerely,
Jane.
and Michael Banks.
That's more than enough Tommy rot for one day. Now, will you please go upstairs and let me get to work?
They're only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
I thought I put it down here.
Hat!
I'm sure a bowler heart can't simply disappear.
Do you think they'll find a nanny who
Oh, there it is.
doesn't run away?
He's brushed it with boot polish.
Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain.
Whilst I remain the sovereign, mind you use the day well.
You remain the sovereign.
I shall be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains a sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
Yes?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement, not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here, yes?
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose so.
Very well then. Now let's see. Play games, all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Oh, none at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, but take it up with Mrs. Banks. She handles all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references, but I thought it was usual. A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never require them now.
I see. You should have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday from 6 till late, Mum. And that is what I shall take.
Oh, I see. Well, it's all settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course. You'll find they're very nice children. Now, this is,
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stir. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Best foot forward. Spit spot.
Mrs. Brill, we have a new nanny.
Oh, she passed her interview then, did she?
Oh, I did. How did you get in here?
Very tidy, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. Who's responsible for that?
Mrs. Me. I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I do appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Who's he when he's at home?
That's Valentine. He's mine.
From the look on his face, I'm not sure he'd agree with you.
He's just a doll, and I don't want to play with him right now.
Treat him like that, and he might not want to play with you. Now, first things first. Thank you. I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? Oh, I'm not an item in a weekly shop. Thank you very much. There we go.
How did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now stand over there. Just as I thought, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy. By the time the wind has blown the weather vane around, I'll show you, if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, spot, spick, and span.
What about your measurement, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say, each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Oh, lovely. Both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined, and I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense, and whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions?
Not temperamental,
Never.
not grouchy or gruff.
What the very thought?
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
Oh, I like games.
Really? I like games too.
But I choose them.
I not choose them.
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
No flies on me. Each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great
And patently sound.
patently sound. Spit spot. like my telescope, thank you.
It's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I'm practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect. Practically perfect. You will be practically perfect in every way. Best foot forward. Split stop.
Chim chimani, chim chimani, chim chim charoo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree, and it's all me own work from me own memory.
Oh, lummy, not these again.
Oh, Mr. Parkkeeper, it's just me pictures like it always is. There ain't no harm in them.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. I say this is my park, and you're interfering with a public railing. Now, I want them removed. This, well, you watch it. That's all, just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I'd recognize that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins.
It's nice to see you, Bert.
Well, I must say, you do look swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
Oh, I've seen them running about, chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So, what you two up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called a walk in the park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come on, Bert. You're due for a break, and you promised you'd take me out when we met again. Or have you forgotten?
Oh, of course I ain't Mary. But...
Oh, dear, is that what we've got? Oh, but never mind. My treat. And no one's charging for the trees and sky, are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, to start with, he's very dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
What?
You can't come with us. You're too dirty. And we don't want to go to the stinky park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you've never dreamed of. And if she says it's a game, she's got something in mind. You can be certain of that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
That's not the park. Not our park, anyway. Look, that tree's a much brighter green, and the sky's quite a different blue.
I think you'll find it's just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark, and something plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, and you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense,
Oh,
right?
happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the door.
I honestly haven't the faintest idea.
When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
Anyway, you've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come along, you two.
Boring, just like all the nannies, thinking parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it to spite us? We could lose her for a lot. Perhaps it's all a plot. I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park. What was that?
You're quite wrong, you know.
Who are you?
I'm Nelius. Surely you know that. You've sat underneath me often enough. I've waited half a century to take a walk in the park on a sunny day like this.
Ain't it a glorious day, or right as a morning in May?
I feel like I could fly.
Have you ever seen the grass so green?
Or a bluer sky.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Better days I've never known.
You can ask the passing statuary.
Nothing's ever set in stone.
Morning, Mary.
Morning, Constable.
I must say you do look tip-top.
Oh, thank you, Bert. And you may.
Each man with his dog will stand agog to see a statue take a gentle jog. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
It's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. Gentlemen like you are for you. Though you're just a diamond in the rough, Bert, underneath your blood is blue. You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your creed. A lady needn't fear when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear.
It's crystal clear.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you,
It's a jolly holiday.
a jolly, jolly holiday with you.
Let's go for a jaunty saunter. We are bound to make a mark. Looks like all of us were born to take a promenade in the park. You feel so grand, your heart starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's a jolly holiday, wonder that it's Mary that we love. No wonder that it's Mary that we
Jane, did that really happen?
Yes, but how?
Mary Poppins, of course.
How did you know Mary Poppins?
She's an old friend of my father's.
Your father's? You're a statue. You can't have a father.
Well, if that's true, then why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues?
No, he lives far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Well, wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him?
I'll have to think about that. Michael.
That's it. That's what it was. What? This plinth's half empty. There's a statue gone. Some things have been very... This is your fault, ain't it? I should have known we'd have trouble when you first arrived. Now we've got a statue missing. Ah! Oh, lummy!
Will you play with us again?
Of course, I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon. Goodbye, Nelius!
Goodbye.
Nelius must be so lonely. Could his father ever come to stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes. Now run on in.
Good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert.
Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we had a fantastic day. We danced with a statue, sang with Busker, and had a tea party. You wouldn't have approved.
Well, if you know that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A proper one.
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
When would I have time for that?
Daddy, who was the father of Nelius?
Will you please let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy when I was his age. My nanny, Miss Andrews, soon beat it out of me.
I suppose we do need a nanny, George. Is it out of the question to do without one?
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can entertain and do charity work. Which reminds me, how's your tea party coming along?
I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall you be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. Actually, I heard today from Clemmy Bunting. She's rehearsing a new play at the moment, and I thought I might
Winifred,
ask her.
How many times have I told you I wish you to sever all communication with that part of your life?
But George, I was an actress. Lots of people might find that interesting. Though you always talk as if I should be ashamed of it.
Well, it's not exactly something to be proud of. Oh, Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, to respect you.
I know, George, but sometimes it's hard.
It is not hard. It's your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what is your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you.
Oh, all right. Are you going to say something to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Well, just make sure she's doing things our way and not hers. What good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Being Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at. On the whole, I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, well, I'd like to say no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks.
I still feel as if I'm dreaming.
So much
Fun in just one day. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Nelius is beaming. Let's hope she will stay. Good night, Nelius.
Let's hope she will
Precision and order.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade. So I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim.
Morning, Bert! Listing to starboard today, I see.
Gotta stay shipshape, Admiral.
Tell me, how are things aboard number 17? All plain sailing with Mary Poppins, I trust?
There's some rough weather on every journey, Admiral.
Miss Lark, what those children need is a touch of the cat and a night on the yardarm.
What those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness.
Mrs. Brill, don't make the sandwiches too early. They'll get stale before the guests arrive.
Everything's under control, ma'am.
What about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you're worried, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a complete nincompoop.
No.
No.
Well, I'll just go upstairs and check on the drawing room.
Yes.
I'd like to be helpful.
Well, I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Well, she can't have me. I've got enough on me plate as it is.
She says you can tell Roberts and I what to do.
Oh, does she indeed? Well, why don't I go and have a smoke by the gasworks for good measure?
Please, Mrs. Brill, I don't mind. Johnny's.
All right, I'll give you one task, and one task only. And so help me, if you get it wrong, I'll swing for you, and I'll sing as they pull the lever. Oh.
What is it, Mrs. Brill?
Put the icing tools next to the cake. And I'll need a bowl of hot water to warm them. I will ice the cake.
I'll ice the cake
when I get
when
back.
I get back.
Now, do you think you can manage that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. Once the cake is done, I'll have the sandwiches next. Because Madam wants them fresh. And I can't start them until I don't have enough time to finish them. Oh, I swear. A slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to me life in this house.
Well, don't just stand there, Roberts and I.
Right. No.
What are you looking for?
A bowl. For the water.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble. Get the eggs. If Miss Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
Are there eggs in icing?
They're on mine.
Oh, I do not think Mrs. Brill will thank you.
Then she will be guilty of great ingratitude. Is it supposed to look like this?
It doesn't look like that when Mrs. Brell does it.
Don't be impertinent and get me the cake!
Oh, honestly, Miss Jane, I was only trying to be helpful. If you just... Oh, no.
Mrs. Brill, you can go upstairs now! What have you done? Roberts and I! Oh dear! Should I call a doctor?
I don't think that would be necessary, Mum.
How can you be so unkind when you know how important my party is? You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just you wait until bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we should wait till then, Mum. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
But we're not ill. I won't take it, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty, Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now you?
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
Oh, I'm not sure I care. Open.
Lime cordial.
Now, off we go, you two. Michael, I know how you like to keep things neat. Jane?
I told you she was tricky.
Must we? Can't Roberts and I do it when he wakes up? He is a servant.
With that attitude, you'll get through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap. The job's a game, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spring. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Oh, my thoughts exactly. The honey bees that fetch the nectar from the flower to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because it takes a little nip from every flower that it seems, and hence they find their task is not a grind. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Michael, watch. Pull yourself together, man. Oh, rum punch, my favorite.
Mary Poppins, you are a miracle worker. How did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine?
Go down, medicine, go down.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down
in a most delightful way.
So, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down
in a most delightful way.
In a most delightful way. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Most delightful in the most delightful way.
Oh, There we are. We'll be off now, Mum. Best foot forward. Spit spot.
Excuse me, ma'am. These came this morning, and Robert and I forgot to give them their apologies, ma'am, from your guests. They're not coming. None of them.
Do you suppose we chose the wrong day?
No, ma'am. I think you chose the wrong people.
In the most delightful way.
Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
A visit to the bank.
That's not a game. Did Daddy agree? If he did, you must have put the idea into his head somehow.
Oh, what an impertinent thing to say. Me putting ideas into other people's heads. Really?
Precision and order, causing a wheel, opening a ledger, closing a deal, prudent investment, financial sense, a perfect ray of sunshine, pounds, shillings, and pence.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning! Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job back them to the hilt. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay a price. The bedrock on which banks are built. Banks a word. I see that Herr von Hustler is coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
In every transaction, credit or debt, sheets are all well balanced, targets are met.
Banks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate, and Latin America is an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
But Mr. von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is, what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money. But I wonder, making money out of money, is that enough?
Ein man has dreams of building an empire to mark his way in many distant lands. And in the new world, I am told, will soon strike gold. Let's seize this chance with both our hands.
Assessing the market, limit the risk, live to room for error, business is brisk.
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that, Mr. Northbrook.
Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'd give it everything I've got, believe me.
I do believe in you, Mr. Northbrook, and I have tried to find a way, but there's just not the collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life. They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living. A wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves the way. I promise we'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but
Hello, Daddy!
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done. And no man should be too busy for his own children. What are you here for, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
It's never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its values and how you spend it. Do good, and may you have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Really, Mary Poppins, I am not without a sense of humor, but
Aren't
this is...
you, Daddy?
No, I am not. But when I was a little boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way. And he'd have been very upset if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I don't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind? They were glad to be rid of me.
Then who kissed you goodnight? Miss Andrew?
Certainly not. There was no time for hugs and kisses and all that soppy nonsense. What's the matter?
Poor Daddy.
Poor? What do you mean, poor? Why, that's what made me the man I am today. Hey, Mary Poppins?
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
All right. Well, you've seen where I work, and I have a great deal to do.
Daddy, when you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea. But a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. von Husser, I'm sorry I've weighed your arguments, but my answer is no.
So, you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, Herr Banks.
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Mr. Northbrook, how soon can you have that factory open, sir?
The birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
There's that horrible old woman.
Don't point. And for your information, she's not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see? Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes. In her own special way to the people she calls.
Come, buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. The young ones are hungry, the nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
What are you doing? I'm going to go for my sixpence.
What waste. That's a matter of opinion. Here. One bag, please. Save your sixpence. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she says her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
All gone.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Is that Miss Lark's dog, Willoughby? Willoughby? Did you come 'cause you heard my music? Well, some critic you are. Really? Well, here she is now. You can ask her for yourself.
Isn't that Miss Lark's dog, Willoughby?
Don't interrupt when someone's barking. You were saying? Really? Well, if she keeps wandering off, perhaps it would be better if you had her on a lead.
Willoughby!
Ah, look, there she comes now.
Oh, Willoughby! Willoughby, it's all right. Mummy's here. Oh. You know, sometimes you'd almost think he can talk.
Bert, can Willoughby really talk?
Oh, of course he can. Getting him to stop is the problem.
How do you learn to talk dog?
How do you think? Master the grammar.
Practice when you can.
And avoid mongrels.
Far too much slang.
Now, come along. I can't stand here all day talking shop.
Talking shop? What a silly expression.
But there's nothing silly about it in the least.
What do you buy in a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
Well, there's only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Cory.
Who's Mrs. Cory?
Who's Mrs. Cory? Who's Mrs. Cory? Mrs. Cory is older than anyone in the entire world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander when he weren't so great.
We'll have to call at her shop in the park.
There's no shop in the park.
Anything can happen if you let it.
That's it! I'm out of conversations.
Good day to you, Mrs. Cory.
Well, if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us?
And how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks, your father. You know, he used to give his nanny the slip and come into my shop here in secret.
But it can't have been the same George Banks. That would have been 40 years ago, and no one can remember back that far.
Listen, dearie, I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we have any left here today. Annie! Fanny! Look lively!
Yes, Mother.
Here we are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want an ounce of conversation.
I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words, too. You see, I've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today. But let me see what we have left. Ooh, I do have some letters. And a little bit of back chat. An ounce, you say? That'll be 15 letters. Go on, take your pick.
Jane, you may choose 7.
I've got a D, G, C, R, L, U, and I.
They're no good. You can't make a conversation out of them.
Your turn, Michael. 7 more.
F, P, S, E, A, T, and O.
And I'll take an X. Now, what words can we make?
Well, I see dog and cat. Routoplex, that's 9.
Lapitophorus, that's 11, nearly there.
Those don't count, you made them up. And where do you think words come from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
You know, you can always use the same letter more than once. Now let's see. Supercalifragilistic expialidocious.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But it doesn't mean anything.
It will mean exactly what you want it to. When Stone Age men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
Though if they'd heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it and wild animals may not seem so ferocious.
Add some further flourishes, it's so racococautious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I, diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I, diddle-diddle-diddle.
The Druids could have carved it in their mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their myths.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because those Latin scholars never had a word like this.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
If you say it softly, the effect can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I, diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I, diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I, diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I.
Of course, you can say it backwards, which is sui coiectilize.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order which is very hard to spell.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D
O-C-I-O-U-S.
Smarty pants.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S S-U-P-E-R
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Here we go.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic. 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 Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS. Here we go.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic.
Supercalifragilistic.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The wind may blow, but who's to know exactly what it's bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Right, you stand back. You are never to come near that vase, nor no one else but me neither. That is an heirloom.
An heirloom.
And while I do this, stay totally immobile.
Immobile.
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Did you hear me?
Oh! Well, I might as well be dead.
Oh, don't give me ideas!
Our game is played, our change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes with winds too strong.
George, what's happened? Are you ill?
No. Should I be?
Of course not. Only why on earth you were home so early? Is everything all right?
No. Everything is all wrong.
My dear, what is it?
Well, if you must know, I refused some German chap a loan. It seems he went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money. And now it's turned into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough,
That is more than loud enough. Go to your room. Where's my briefcase? I put it. Michael? Jane! Will you give it to me? Must I put up with this behavior? You're their mother. Can't you bloody well do something about it?
Well, I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you are here to teach the children manners. And look at them. They're a couple of little savages. If I had my way, you'd be out of this house by...
George! You're tired. Take the children upstairs, please, Mary Poppins. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you could keep them occupied.
I hope you haven't forgotten, Mum. Tonight's my evening out.
What? Oh, dear. I had forgotten. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans.
No, Mum, they would not.
I thought not.
It's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and we're shut up in the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten. I hate him.
Jane, take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father.
Why not? He criticizes you. Last week, he said you were neither use nor ornament.
How dare you?
I heard him say it, and so did you.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Take the children upstairs, please, Mary Poppins. George.
What is it now?
I thought you might like to talk about it.
What'd be the point?
But perhaps I can help.
Don't be ridiculous.
George, please. If you have troubles, I want to share them.
Don't worry. You will. The fact is, I've been suspended without salary until they decide what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick, 'cause if the winds change, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, chari chim charu.
It's not fair. You're going out and we get left on our own.
You've plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to. They're boring.
They might say the same about you.
Why does Daddy get so cross?
Fathers are supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe. But have you asked yourself, who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children?
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down. For a while, anyways.
Well, I don't want to be an upside-down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you? Somebody might adopt you.
But you'd miss me.
No, I wouldn't. I could have your toys.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could, and I jolly well would. Give that to me!
Now look what you've done!
That's no way to treat Valentine. What's he ever done to you?
He's a doll, silly. He couldn't do anything.
That's it, you two. Off to bed at once.
But we haven't had our milk.
There'd be no buts, and no milk either. If you can't be good, you might as well be sorry.
I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful of the things you wish for. Poor Valentine. Go inside and make yourself presentable.
But I'm not tired. I won't go to sleep, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things,
your information
is faulty. Playing the game, taking your turn. Some children lose, some children learn. Treat the toys nicely, and maybe they'll treat you the same. Playing the game. Are you feeling any better, Valentine?
Much better, thank you.
Tempers are frayed, tempers are lost. Nobody stops to think of the cost. What happened exactly?
They tore off my arm. Again.
Oh dear. Children who lose their temper will lose everything else in the end.
They're not playing the game, not playing fair, not with the doll, nor with the bear.
Thrown on the floor and neglected when they were to play. Playing the game.
Those girls and
boys
treat us this way.
Who treat us this way?
Don't deserve fun.
Don't deserve fun. So why should we stay?
They stamp and shout.
They stamp and shout. Create such a fuss. They need to learn all about you.
Playing the game, having a ball. Those who won't play shan't play at all.
Will we meet again?
Maybe when they've learned to play the game. Is that you, Bert?
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, 'tween pavement and stars is the chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day and hardly no night, with things off in shadows and halfway in light, on the rooftops of London.
Oh.
Coo, what a sight.
Oh, so you're a sweep now, are you?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it but the birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps? Nothing to beat it, eh? Now as the ladder of life has been strung, you may think the sweep's on the bottommost rung, though I spend me time in the ashes and smoke. In this whole wide world, there's no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim churry, a sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim churroo.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss.
Oh, Bert.
And that's lucky too. So you're going then?
The wind's changed.
Oh, but they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And there's no one so hard to teach as the child who knows everything.
So?
So, they've got to do the next bit on their own.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim churry.
When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Goodbye, Bert.
Chim, 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 churry. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them one sings chim, chim, churry, chim, charoo. Chim, chimney, chim, chim, churry, chim, char.
Cheerio, Bert! Do keep an eye on them for me.
left us.
Oh, yes, she can. And she's taken all our toys.
What does the note say?
What in the name of heavens are you two doing out here? Where's Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone? Well, if that don't take the bloomin' biscuit.
Miss Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
It's French, I do know that. Oh, does it mean good luck? No. God bless you. No, I'll remember now. Till we meet again. Now get inside before you catch your death.
Morning, Admiral.
Lovely weather.
Mrs. Brill, is the nursery tidy?
Oh, as tidy as I can make it, ma'am.
If you only knew how hard it was to track her down.
Oh, really, ma'am? Fancy that. Coal they get through nannies for a flippin' pastime. Now when one returns, they make this fearful fuss. Never liked a match when she was here the last time.
At least she makes life easier for both of us.
Mrs. Brill, it is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
Why is it such a secret? Do you think that she's returned to get things back the way they were? The note said, till we meet again. I just know it must be her.
Oh my goodness, she'll be here any moment. Now where is George? George, dear, you're going to be surprised, dear.
Winifred, you know very well I hate surprises at the best of times.
Oh, not this one, George. Oh, I do believe you're going to be proud of me for once. Precision and order. It's perfectly true. Wonder, 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 'cause I found her for you. Clear thinking, sound judgment, and now we'll regain a home we can be proud of in Cherry Tree Lane. Hurry up, everyone, into the hall. I want her to find everything. Spit, spot, spick, and span.
Spick and span. Our sense of excitement is hard to contain.
Autumn is returning.
Wonder is returning. Someone is returning to Cherry Tree Lane.
The Holy Terror!
Good morning.
Dear Miss Andrew, it is so lovely to meet you at last. I do hope you had a good journey.
It was thoroughly unpleasant. I never enjoy travel. You must be poor George's wife. Your flower beds are disgracefully untidy. Take my advice and plant evergreens. Or better still, have nothing there at all. Just a plain cement courtyard.
But dear Miss Andrew, I am so very fond of flowers.
Then you are a very silly woman. Where did George go?
Oh, I'm afraid he had an urgent appointment.
For which, no doubt, he was late as usual. It isn't much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Look at the dust. There! And there! Filth.
We are rather short-staffed at the moment.
Hasn't anyone ever cleaned those curtains?
No,
Just a minute. So, you must be the children. Pity I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Oh my God. Impudent boy! And I suppose you're Jane? Why aren't you wearing stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut, what manners! I can see there is not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the treats from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle, it may lead the irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open.
Does it taste as bad as it smells?
Worse.
Do I have to?
Open. Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing the changes are made. Where manners are chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a smirk. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or sighing or sobbing or simpering. I feel it clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. First threaten to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now, show me to my room. Brimstone and treacle will work.
She can't stay. They'll have to dismiss her. Oh, I never thought I'd say this. I'm really disappointed. Truly, I am. I really thought it was going to be, her with the umbrella.
What are we going to do? The only thing we can't do, run away!
Oh, easy now. Your old friend Bird ain't gonna hurt ya.
But it's you. You're filthy.
Oh, perhaps a smudge or two. So happens today I'm a chimney sweep. So what's the matter, and who's after ya?
The nastiest nanny in the world.
The nastiest nanny in the world, eh? Well, you two should know you've been through enough of them. Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young. Miss Andrew was Daddy's nanny, which explains a lot. Poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed our help, but now it's too late.
I wouldn't say that. I tell you what, why don't we start things off with a bit of a shake for good luck?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Hasn't anyone ever told you it's lucky to shake a sweep's hand?
So what do you do if you want some luck?
I shake hands with myself. Now, what have we got here?
Michael, look, it's a real one. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper kite. I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Of course you have. But you need to know how it's done first. Get some training, and you'll make him the proudest father in the whole country.
You really think so? You're not just saying that?
Did I say country? The whole bloomin' empire, more like. With tuppence for paper and strings, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Try again.
What's this? What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter, it's a kite.
Oh, a kite it is. Oh, my word, it is. You know, I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy. Now, we'll wind her up, we'll give her a run, and away she'll go.
I want to do it.
Oh, but you'll let me out, won't you? Seeing as I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy.
Oh, all right.
When you send him flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on a breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel it in.
I can't. It's stuck. I'll help.
Oh, let me do it.
You can do it. Pull one more time.
Mary Poppins, I knew it. I knew you'd come back.
Don't squeeze, I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
Why not, may I ask?
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed?
It's been so awful since you went away, and now Miss Andrews come and Daddy's ruined, and we never helped him like you wanted us to, and we were too stupid to
Oh,
give it to
my
him.
eye, but your life's a tragedy. Now let's go home and don't dawdle.
But she's there. She came as a surprise for Daddy this morning.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. Hello, Bert.
Welcome, Mary. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they were good kids.
And I told you they were both bothering with.
Now, see here. It's against the regulations, coming down from the sky like that. And from where? That's what I'd like to know. From where?
If I were a park keeper, I should straighten my cap and button my coat. Come along, children.
Aren't you going to shake hands with Bert for some luck?
No,
Why not? We have.
I don't need any luck. Thank you.
Illusions may shatter, but memories stay. The things that really matter I lost on the way. The sovereign, the master, and long may he reign. The famous good for nothing up Cherry Tree Lane.
They'll find their way home in no time. Let's face it, ma'am, they've had enough practice.
Oh, but this time they're not being naughty. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. I'm afraid I've made everyone unhappy.
They'll turn up. Don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear, but you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. But now that I've met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you were raised by that monster and carry that burden through life. If only you had seen that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day that we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you that no one is seeing, and you'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps she's killed everyone. Perhaps they're all dead.
Not like that, you stupid boy!
Well, they're not all dead. What was that?
A bird. I might have known. Did she? Well, frankly, that's not a surprise. Locked in this cage and not free in the skies for 2 years. How shameful. Yes, of course, that's a field I know well. An hour no longer, your wings will grow stronger. Once you are free from this cell.
What kind of bird is it?
A lark. You are seeing a lark in a cage for the first time and the last. Oh, my pleasure. Oh, no, don't mention it.
I'm going downstairs to fetch Caruso, my lark. You stay there and clean the grate again. Ah, so you've decided to come crawling back, have you? I think we all know what's needed now. Brimstone and and treacle, my favorite liquor, that will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to drink every last drop.
Is this what you're looking for?
Who are you?
I'm Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins? But you left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
I see. And what would you have me do?
Pack.
Pack, you insolent young person! How dare you speak to me in this way? Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing for tradition, I govern my charges.
Mishandled charges blow up in your face.
I brought up their father.
Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out.
A shining example, a pillar.
A post. They all have their problems, but him more than most.
Caruso! Where's my lark? You let my little lark out of his cage. Now you will bear the full brunt of my rage. Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for
spoonful
you.
of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle
Just a
for you.
spoonful of sugar. Cruel deeds as a poke, where no has a catch because you bet you much. Brimstone and treacle,
Brimstone and treacle,
brimstone and
Brimstone and treacle.
She came from
Michael?
Michael! Jane! Is that you? Oh, thank goodness! But you were very naughty to go running off like that. And I should be as angry as anything if I weren't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Andrew?
She's gone.
She is gone.
Gone? How peculiar. Why?
She didn't give a reason, Mum.
How odd. So, Mary Poppins, if you're back, are you going to stay?
I'll stay for as long as necessary, Mum.
Because the last time you were here, you left without a word of warning. How do I know you won't do it again?
You don't.
Oh.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, Constable! Oh, I'm sorry I bothered you. Everything's all right now. You see, they're back. Everything's much better.
Not all of them, ma'am.
What?
We found this one here, wandering about in the park.
George?
Good night, ma'am.
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She left.
Left? But how?
She might have thought we were rude.
Rude? To Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive it, but I'll try and forget. In fact, I'd have given you a sixpence if I had one.
George, you hadn't noticed. Mary Poppins is back.
Is she? Well, well. Mary Poppins, if we might have a word. There's no point beating about the bush. Things have not gone well for us since you left.
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I won't take any just now. I should prefer to let them accrue.
But Mary Poppins, if you only knew how many payments are accruing as it is.
Is everything settled then? It is. Now I must get started. Jane, Michael, Spitspot.
Come along, darling. So you made a wrong decision. How bad is that? After so many years of good service.
Winifred, if I'm to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The servants will leave, the house will be repossessed, and we'll be sitting out with the children on the frosty curbside.
But we'll still have what really matters. Well, the children. And each other.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see.
Uncanny nannies are hard to find.
Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's still room for improvement. A few games more.
Is that locket new?
And if it is?
What's inside it?
A portrait.
Whose?
You'll know when the time comes and not before.
You are going to stay this time, aren't you?
I'll stay until the chain breaks.
What chain? Where?
Michael, do be careful. The room's a bit excited to see me back, and you never know what might happen round a fireplace. So...
Michael, come down! Mary Poppins, what's happening? Mary Poppins, what's happening? Mary Poppins! What are you doing up here?
Where else would a chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept up here above the gables. Another world to be unfold at ancient myth and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against a twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here. Perhaps you'll find out why.
Oh, what do I look like? Whew. Oh. That's better.
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we are awfully small and unimportant?
Oh, speak for yourself.
Not us so much, but our troubles. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here...
That's more like it. See, troubles are never so good when you look at them from a little higher up. Chim chimani, chim chimani, chim chim cheree. Now guardian angels you don't often see. They're not highfalutin nor grand nor aloof. Nah, they're covered in soot and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimani, chim chim cheree.
See, it's true.
Brush away the dirt and soot. Brush away your tears. Cobwebs that unswept away hang around for years. In old Ever's up all house, we can see for miles. Our idea of heaven is a night out on the town.
in.
Step in time.
We will step in.
Step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time.
Watch your step, but step in time. Watch your step, but step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Watch your step, but step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time.
Childhood is a step in time, parenthood's the same. Never miss your chance to get it right.
Don't it seem a perfect crime? Don't it seem a shame?
When the steps aren't going as smoothly as they might.
That's when we step by step in time. That's when we step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. That's when we step in time. Step in time, make your elbow step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Make your elbow step in time, make your elbow step in time. Step in time, step in time.
Just remember when you're low, feeling out the walls.
Someone's up your chimney.
And it isn't Santa Claus.
If you need us, if you need us, if you don't, doesn't make much odds. We'll be watching over you. Brush his brooms
And rods.
For the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme.
Over the rooftop, step in time.
Make your elbow step in time. Make your elbow step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Make your elbow step in time. Make your knees up, step in time. Make your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Make your knees up, step in time. Oh, step in time. Step in time. Step. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. If you kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up.
what we gotta do?
Step in time.
Say it one more time.
Step in time. Step, 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 step. Down the chimney, step in time. Down the chimney, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Down the chimney, step in time.
What is this? What is all this? Special delivery?
Special delivery, step in time. Special delivery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Special delivery, step in time. Good night, governor, step in time. Good night, governor, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Good night, governor, step in time.
Cheerio, Governor!
Not so fast. Upstairs. Jane, you too. Mary Poppins, if you might be good enough to explain.
First of all, I'd like to make one thing clear.
Yes?
I never explain anything. Come along, children.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at close of business tonight.
Tonight? Well, I'm coming with you and jolly well give your chairman a piece of my mind.
That would only make matters worse. We might as well face it. In a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
George, are you quite sure?
Quite sure. So we better make some plans. In fact, I'm afraid the time has come.
You mean your mother's vase? Won't you miss it terribly?
Needs must, my dear. We always said we were saving it for a rainy day. And tomorrow it looks set to pour.
Oh, George, be careful! Mrs. Brill, let's go into the kitchen, shall we? You'd better sit down.
Mrs. Brill, is that the dinner I smell cooking?
Don't you start! I opened all the windows!
I was only going to say that it smells delicious.
The whole world's gone upside down!
Well, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars I hid once from my nanny. I always knew I'd put them somewhere no one would find them. Trouble was I couldn't find them myself.
They're very bright.
Aren't they? Even after all these years.
Here, let me give you a hand.
When I was a little boy, I used to dream I'd know everything there was to know about the stars. Funny, I haven't thought about that in years.
It's good to look back sometimes.
I'm not usually sentimental. A man has dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips, the flame is snuffed a burning. He's brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, Governor, and ain't that the truth?
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. From the moment she stepped into this house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go with one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It's that Poppins woman. She's responsible for all this.
I know the very person. What's that thing she's always saying? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So add yourself a healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
Like you say, Governor, you've got to grind, grind, grind at that grindstone. Though childhood slips like sand through a sieve, and all too soon they've up and grown, and then they've flown, and it's too late for you to give just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Well, good luck, Governor.
Thank you, Bert. Good luck to you, too.
Daddy,
What is it?
we've come to say goodnight.
Oh, yes. Good night.
Do you remember when we came to the bank?
Yes?
Well, we each given a sixpence and were told to spend them carefully.
Excellent. That's exactly what you should do. What did you buy with them?
Nothing yet. We kept them, and now we've decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this.
No, she hasn't said a word about it, but we know it's been difficult for you lately, and we haven't really been much help.
So we thought a bit of extra cash might loosen things up a little.
It is a whole shilling.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know.
Jane, do you remember you once asked me who Neely's father was? It was Poseidon, king of the sea. Good night.
Mummy, Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But always remember that he loves you very much. And that's far more important than jobs or houses or anything else.
Are you going to the bank with him?
I wish he'd let me, but he won't. If only there was someone to speak up for him, to take his part, to show them what he's really like inside.
Why can't he do that for himself?
Because he's a man. And a very proud one.
Then you must go.
Oh, I'd like to go, but I'm afraid it just isn't possible.
Why not?
Because I'm a woman.
Mary Poppins says that anything is possible if we can only get out of our own way.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins? Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things seem difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly
or just stay larval.
Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Take some sound advice and don't forget it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder
Anything can happen if you let it. You won't know a challenge until you met it.
No one does it for you.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets get left upon the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine.
That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's free thinkers.
Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly isn't jelly till you set it.
Anything can happen if you let it. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, sir. Only tuppence a bag.
I would take it as a great favor if you'd kindly feed them for me.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Paying 1 cent, risking our investments, hedging our bets.
Mr. Banks is here.
Come in, Banks.
Trading in futures, jobs on the line.
Well, Banks, how did it happen? You turned down a scheme that was bound to make millions, and we want to know why.
Well, then I'll tell you. I refused Mr. Von Huss's scheme because it was hollow. It had no product. It had no substance. It had no meaning outside the walls of a bank. Oh, yes, he spoke to me about assets and profits and growth, but there wasn't a word about people. Now, I know that if you put any stock in real life around here, then as far as you're concerned, you're a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, gentlemen. In short, George Banks, Esquire, has rediscovered the human race. I apologize for ruining the bank. But I do not apologize for understanding that there are more important things in life than making money.
Ruining the bank? Ruining the bank? Ruining the bank? My dear chap, what are you talking about? You saved our bacon. Haven't you heard? Von Huss's scheme has ruined our rival. You kept us out of the nastiest scandal since records began. We don't want your apology. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
Now, and another thing. Do you remember giving a loan to a fellow called Northbrook? Oh, he's repaid it, and he's opening 2 new factories. With the percentage that you negotiated, we look set to make a fortune.
Oh, my word.
Well, this is just it. We very much hope you might tell us how you did it. Just give us the word. It'll be quite safe with us.
You want me to give you the word? You want me to give you the word? All right. Supercalifragilistic. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, Banks.
Forgive him. It's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew.
The Holy Terror. She taught me everything I know.
Well, now's your chance to forget it.
That's right. And if you want to fight about it, then you've come to the right woman. Come on.
No, it's all right. It's all right, darling. It's all right. I haven't lost any money at all. In fact, I've made the bank a fortune.
Really?
Yes.
Gentlemen. Now, madam, if you please, we still have some business to conduct. Well, yes. Banks, George, as recompense, we would like to offer you the position of senior manager with a salary that is double.
Exactly how much has he made for you?
Triple. Quadruple your present rate.
Close your mouth, George. We are not called fish.
Well?
I agree, but on one condition, and that is that from now on, my family always comes first.
Agreed?
Agreed. Winifred, I greatly underestimated you. How can you ever forgive me?
How can you ask?
It was wrong of me to keep you off the stage. You'll want to go back, and I won't mind if you do.
No, I won't go back.
Why not? Surely you liked acting?
I loved it, but I wasn't very good at it. Besides, I found a role I rather prefer, and it's going to keep me extremely busy for a very long time. Anything can happen if you let it.
Anything can happen if you let it. What good is a whistle
Unless you wet it.
broaden your horizons?
Open different doors. You may find a you here that you never knew was yours.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible may soon seem certain.
Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head and pirouette it. Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
There are the stars. I want the constellations too.
Do you indeed? I wonder you don't ask for the moon as well.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Watch it stars in living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the super or the superficial. Sally forth the way we're steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Forward, chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Poppins. Nearly a Simba-sign will live happily ever after, won't they?
Of course.
Oh, Mary Poppins, that was the best yet. To be up in the heavens. Do you think we'll ever go back there?
Yes, someday.
Really? Will it be soon?
Oh, no, not for a very long time. But you can always keep an eye on the stars until you return. Here.
But it's your telescope.
So it is. Keep it if you like. It's a present.
Thank you.
Now run along in. It's getting cold.
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You are a fine boy, Michael Banks. And one day, you will be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
I like what?
All gentle and kind and not a bit like you. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks I get for the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
That's dainty, Bert.
I painted it for you.
Oh.
It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes, Bert.
Well, goodbye then, Mary.
Goodbye, Bert. Do look after yourself. With every job, when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the task is done. Though in your heart you'd like to stay, to help things on their way. You've always known they must do it alone. Practically perfect, and I hope it remains so.
What's happened? Something's changed.
Look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Oh, the chain's broken.
Don't you remember? I'll stay till the chain breaks.
There's a note, too. Michael had the telescope, so this is for you. It's a picture of the three of us.
She signed it from Mary Poppins with a good deal of love.
Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone? Well, how peculiar.
She'll be back. Now, what do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever seen.
Could we fly together?
Oh, Daddy.
Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her. Not anymore. And other families will. Won't they, Daddy?
They will.
Do you think she's right, George? And we really could do without a nanny from now on? What do you think?
I think you should come and dance with me.
George, this is serious.
Look, isn't that a shooting star?
You can borrow my telescope.
It is. Wish on it, children. My dearest love.
La If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen, it's a battle. You can be a fool, idle, just stay long. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic. Go and chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen, anything can happen. Supercalifragilistic, 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 even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always suffer.